In this video, you're going to hear how I got started with real estate photography and videography, what my step-by-step process was for putting together a portfolio and getting business from my first real estate agent. When I first decided I want to start shooting real estate like you, I knew I needed some sort of portfolio, but how do you get one when you have no clients? Well, I did a few things. First, at that time, I was living in an apartment. It was decently furnished, painted, and brand new. It was a higher-end apartment for the area I was living in, and I decided to take photos and video of that. Second, I started reaching out to family who I knew had some bigger homes and were well off, and asked them if they would mind if I come in and shoot video and photos of their homes like it was being listed. Luckily, they were kind enough to let me start doing that, but that honestly didn't matter. So if you don't have family with seven-figure homes, don't worry about it, because for about the first year, I was shooting shitty homes in the hood, and it was a while before I broke into a bigger market anyway. So at this point, I put a portfolio together of 3 homes and 1 apartment that consisted of no actual listings. So how do you get an agent to actually pay you for your services? This is where the grind is gonna come in, and honestly, you just need to be ready to be ghosted a lot. And I mean a lot. Doesn't matter how good your shit is, most agents aren't even going to read, look at, or give the time of day to anything you send their way. So there are 2 ways to do this. Actually, there's probably more, but these are the 2 routes I took. The first step is going to be going to your local real estate offices and actually walking in the front door and pitching them your services. This way landed the first agent for me. I went to the place, put my work on a giant screen, and in front of a room full of agents, pitched why they should pay me to photograph and create videos for their homes. And I just want to add a side note, maybe you only want to do real estate videography, but you should absolutely offer photography at first until you build your own portfolio up enough that that's what you're known for, is just specifically videography, because I promise you, you're probably not going to get a ton of business with just videography. I still shoot with this agent to this day, and while we started off shooting really shitty homes, he's climbed up the ladder in sales and has brought me in over 10 agents. It was a grind, but it paid off. The second way is going to be cold emailing. I'm not a huge fan, but it can work. The hard part with this is finding the agent's email. Most agents have their site set up that you fill out your information, and then through a third-party service, they'll blast your email with listings and spam emails like the one you're trying to send them. I recommend when visiting these real estate offices, grab everyone's business card. Most of them have their emails on it, and this will help you avoid being tortured by their spam emails. Creating a cold email that actually works takes time. I would first recommend if you have the money, find some cold email templates to purchase. It may just need some tweaking to be aimed towards your services. Now listen, creative writing and using psychology to entice people to use your services is an art form. Don't be too proud to purchase things like this, because that sort of hubris will make you starve to death, and it is just honestly a stupid mentality. So let that shit go. If you want to develop that skill with creative writing, I recommend 2 different books. The first one is Influenced by Robert Cialdini, and the second is Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. These 2 books will help you dramatically and give you some tools on how to become a salesperson for your business and actually understand a little bit of creative writing and psychology to entice people into buying things. While I get the goal is not to be a sleazy salesperson, at the end of the day, human psychology really just shows that you have to be suggested in certain ways to make purchases, and it just works. It just means, you actually provide a good service. You're only a sleazeball if you're taking advantage of people. You need to make sure that you work on your weak points. Photography was a huge weak point for me at first, because all I really want to focus on is video. But I learned some editing tricks that really saved my ass in the beginning, and then I also took the time to become a better photographer. Now doing real estate photography is one of my favorite things to do, and I actually enjoy providing that service. You can't be disappointed if no one reaches out for your services right away. I want to say it took me about 2 to 3 months of actively trying to get an agent to use my services before I got one to bite. And now it's one of my most consistent sources of income, and it can be for you too. It just takes a little bit of grinding in the beginning, and if you want a video where I take you behind the scenes of a shoot, go ahead and leave that in the comment section below, and I'll make that happen.